little fluffy dog.
Nope. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ready to Roll. We are back with our 30th session. Crazy to think that it has been that long already. We are just, if you are looking at the screen, you will notice we are missing a party member today. We are missing Lydia. She has some other stuff she needs to take care of today, and so she is not here. Hopefully she'll be back next time. With that, announcements. Any crazy announcements? No crazy announcements besides, of course, we do have Rehash the Rolls next week. Our two guests will be myself and Brayden.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember the command to the bot for rehash questions. That was always something Lydia did. That it? Nope, that's not the command. I don't remember it. I will post it later.
I can't find the chat on desktop. Question mark.
That sounds like personal. How can you not find the chat in desktop? Anyway, not important. Rehash will be Brayden and I next week. I will post the link to the questionnaire in the announcements channel of our Discord channel next time after the session. That way, if you have any questions you want to ask me or Brayden or any of the other players, please fill it out. And if obviously that player is not there, we will hold it. We will be having a special guest host. It is a familiar face, Adam, who played Artyom. If you guys remember him from way back when, he will be our special guest host for Rehash next week. So that would be why we can't get any of the things to work, because of the big Twitch leak. We haven't logged back into Moobot. It's the Twitch leak. That'd be why we can't get commands to work. I'll have to take care of that. I will take care of that after the session. Anyway, so yeah, that's the main major announcement we have, is that. And with that, well, no further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So we pick up last week at the next week, last week it started off where we left off with Pyotr and Galina being attacked by what they came out to be Theron Longtree, a bounty hunter. Some quick thinking and some poor rolls on my end led to Ian casting a charm person spell on Theron, and
successfully,
after getting his friends together, they were able to, Corvette, through a large sum of money that he didn't have, bribed Theron to help out their cause through the investigation of the assassination of the Archmatriarch, or the future assassination. And in return, they would hand Pyotr over to him to be turned into the Boyar of Vinhelm at the end of, when they, at the end after the wedding had happened. In the meantime, Pyotr took up some extra caution and disguised himself as one of Captain Leodov's guards to be able to, blend in, so that way he didn't stick out like a sore thumb, and threaten more bounty hunters coming after him. And then everyone kind of went about their business for that day. Corvette was busy securing the funds from his sister to be able to pay off Theron, and
no birthday or Christmas or holiday gifts.
Got no birthday or
Not
holiday
Christmas,
gifts,
but it's
for a very long time.
Silhana Day gifts? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what day I said. I'd have to go back but yeah, I think it was like Silhana Day. But and with that, they went to this, when Galina went investigating more about curses, trying to figure out how to break the curse between Pyotr and Galina, so that way they can actually spend some time apart, don't have to be together. And then they came back and kept doing their more investigations. They did talk to Maeve. Maeve did make an appearance, and informed them that she had no intention of breaking the curse on her own, as it was very amusing to her, and they now need to find out how to break the curse. Which they did find two possible methods. The first method, which would be a surefire method, but very difficult, would be discovering Maeve's true name and forcing her to break the curse. The other method is gathering some materials that are very uncommon and very rare and hard to obtain, and using those materials to break the curse through a break a curse spell. Galina did discover that the Peshek household was surprisingly devoid of arcane knowledge, and was going to go ask Corvette where they would find these books of arcane knowledge. And Pyotr is having some bad dreams. That's where we'll pick up with Galina going to go find Corvette. So Galina, where do you want to look for Corvette?
She would probably ask a servant.
The servant would inform you and guess that it is getting pretty late at night, that at this point he would most likely be found in his room, but considering the fact that Corvette isn't a common fixture in the house, this household, since he's been kind of gallivanting around for a while, not 100% certain, but most likely it would be found in his room since it's so late at night.
Okay, thank you. And then she walks off to his bedroom.
Corvette, are you in your bedroom this late at night, or where are you?
Most likely. Just for context, by the way, is the wedding tomorrow or the day after? In
Wedding
context
is-
of the story.
Where are you guys? What time? It would be the day after.
Okay. All right. Yes. In that case, he's probably checked in with Anya, his sister, to see if there's anything she needed. But I mean, if it's that late, then yeah, he's probably just in his room.
When you go to check in with your, with your sister, you're pushed away by ladies in waiting and maids because there's like too much to do, too much prep. If we need you, we'll send for you.
Good luck in there. Let me know if there's anything you need. Bye.
Yeah, you're just,
And I jaunt away.
just shoot away. Like, get out of here. We don't need no. Men don't help with the wedding planning. You go away.
Good to know. On the way back, I would probably stop by the kitchen, grab a little nighttime snack a little pre-bedtime snack,
Okay.
and then head to my room.
All
So
right.
that's where you find me, Galina, munching on some little sweet rolls that are probably stale by the end of the day or something.
You answered the door with a sweet roll in hand.
Hi, Galina. Come on in. I look around. Sorry, this is the last one. Can I get you anything?
Oh, no. Or actually, yes, but not food.
Okay. Do you want to come on in?
Sure. She walks in, shuts the door, strides
How-
over to a couch or whatever seating arrangement you have.
Yes, they're definitely very comfy, plush, like not plush, like couches that you like sink into a little bit, and then you could easily just like kind of curl up in them. It's just like, wow. So
Sitting right on the edge, like she's not going to get comfortable. She has things to do.
oh, okay. Corbett goes to sit down. How can I help you?
Yes. Well, I know that you said you haven't spent a lot of time here, but would you know why, out of such a very large library, you have no books on the arcane?
Really? I didn't know that.
Corvette.
Yes, it's very suspicious.
This is very suspicious, as I just said, because you know for a fact there used to be books of the arcane here.
Oh.
This is where you even found the book that led you to Eladin. So the fact that there is nothing arcane here, nothing in that knowledge or that realm, it's very suspicious and very odd.
I was like, is he about to have to roll a deception check? Why is he lying?
I didn't know that. If I had known that, I would not have. Instead, I say, that is weird. I mean, we definitely did before, had at least a number of books on the arcane arts and different relics or artifacts, things like that. Weird. I have no clue. You said you couldn't find any?
There are none. And since magic is not a very rare thing in this world, there should, in a library that size, at least be a couple books on magic.
Yeah.
Maybe not very useful books, but at least a few.
I mean, that's where I found clues to Eladin, the spear that I used to have.
Eladin. Was that the talking sword?
Yes. He liked being a spear. I liked to use him as a sword more. I don't know. He was some Fey Lord, and yeah, now I don't. He's not around. And anyway, sorry, off topic. Anyway, yeah, we had information on magic before, but I don't know. If they weren't there, they could be my father's study. I mean, how interested in magic do I feel my father is?
It's an excellent question. Well, so give me an insight check into your father.
Okay. First roll of the night. It's like, ooh, decent. Got a 15 plus 2. 17.
So your father has always had some form of interest in magic, but it's never been, never outright, because obviously the church, frowns upon people gaining magic through unnatural means. And so your father, is not having been born with any magical talent, obviously, keeps his research a little bit to himself in order to avoid, suspicion. However, you do know that you have a very strong suspicion that part of the reason Fredo is here is to kind of help him circumvent, for our audience who may not remember who Fredo is the steward of Conrad Pashek, the Boyar of the Southern Isles, and
very good friend of Al.
Oh my gosh, I had to sit there for a second, like, what? But no, he is from the Kingdom of Avaro, which has no restrictions on magic whatsoever. And so your guess is that's probably why he is here, because, to help get around the restrictions the church has and learn a little bit more about magic.
I mean, my father definitely has had interest in magic. Even though he can't use it. So I know we've always had books and we're able to have access to some of it. So maybe his study probably would have some resources, some books there. But I don't know why he would remove all of the books there in the library.
Well, that does make you wonder what's in them, doesn't it?
I get, yeah, that, when I looked through them a while ago, I was looking for, when I found Eladin, this part about Eladin, I kind of just forgot a lot of the other stuff, and it just breezed through my mind. So I guess there's other stuff. If I found Eladin in from my father's collection, I can't imagine what else could be there.
What is your academic background in the arcane?
Oh, mine?
Yes, if you looked at those books, would you recognize a rare and important arcane book or not?
DM, would I? My gut instinct is maybe, but not.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
Oh, am I? I am.
You are.
Proficient in Arcana.
Then yes, you would recognize books that had to deal with the arcane and magic versus books that didn't.
Oh, okay. I mean, I feel like that's good to know. I know a little bit more about magic than I thought.
Eladin did make sure to teach you some.
Cool. Did my background and growing up with the church teaching me, raising me essentially, include magical instruction at all from them?
No, because you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't, because one, you weren't showing natural inclinations towards arcane magic, and two, you weren't interested in taking the oaths of a cleric or a paladin, so they didn't bother teaching you about arcane magic.
Got it. Cool. I think I could, Galina. I knew when I was looking and found Eladin, I knew what books were, when I was able to skim or read through them, that what was actually helpful and what wasn't. So I think I could help identify some of them. But again, it's been too long, I can't quite remember what was in them.
I see. How easy would it be to get into your father's study without his permission?
Not easy. I've already tried once since we've been here and failed. There's magical alarms, magical alerts in play that notify Fredo. I believe it's just him when someone breaks in or steps into the study.
Interesting. Also, that makes this harder.
Yes. I mean,
Because we don't actually know if it's worth it. Because we don't know what is actually in the books. Or if they're actually in there. We'll have to think about that some more. Okay, on to the second problem.
oh, there's another problem. Okay. What is it? I mean, there's plenty of problems. So what is this second one?
Yes, do you actually intend to hand Pyotr over to the bounty hunter? Or did you and Galina come up with a plan that you're just not letting me in on?
Plan? No. Do I intend to hand him over? No. And it's eating me up.
Because you must admit, well, since you were friends with him longer, I figured you had a prior claim. But because he has been following me around for several weeks now, if you're going to give up that prior claim, then I would have to say that makes him mine now. If anyone's going to turn him in and get the gold, this random bounty hunter that comes up shouldn't be the one. Do you know how many spells I could buy with that gold? And I've put up with him being constantly by my side for weeks.
I see. So you want to give Pyotr up?
Well, not right now. He has a Feylord curse on him. Where else am I going to get the opportunity to test my knowledge and power and see if I can break a Feylord's curse?
That is a good opportunity. So you're saying after the curse is broken, you want to...
Also, I've given this some thought, and I'm not sure, but But most likely, the Dark Priestess will decide that the 3 of us will not be enough to do what she wants. She decided the 3 of you weren't enough and dragged me into this. Now, considering that she messed with my life, if we're going to believe her, and murdered my father 200 years ago, it may already be too late. But she might not have foreseen that Pyotr's friends would hand him over to a bounty hunter. So she might not have already prepared another descendant of Morpheus, and if you hand him over now, she will then destroy some other person's life to then make sure they are forced into joining us. Do you want that on your conscience?
No, I do not. I don't want to hand Pyotr over.
Also, the reason the bounty hunter is taking him in is because he murdered a woman. But as far as I can tell, he isn't likely to murder again. Should that change, I am pretty confident that I can take him down.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, I agree that I don't think Pyotr is not a murderer.
I would have to disagree because he did in fact murder someone, but as far as we know, he's not a serial murderer.
Yeah. Everything that Pyotr does and stands for and how he acts is just thinking of him murdering someone. It just doesn't make sense. Like everything he's done, all this whole time that we've been together, all the ups and downs, he's literally been the person who has the most optimistic outlook on all the problems we have. Like, I don't know if he's ever been in despair before, unlike the rest of us have. So
He
it's just
didn't
weird
seem
that,
to be very happy at finding out he was a descendant of Morpheus.
well, yes, I don't think any of us were happy with that. But I don't know. He just always has been the one who's pulling the rest of us up. I mean, yeah, it sucks, and yeah, like we're all in a crappy situation, but it felt like Pyotr was able to handle it the best a lot of the time. So I guess no, I don't plan on handing him over, but I have no idea what to do to get a boyar from putting a bounty on his head.
Oh, I don't think you can change that at this point. What we can do is have a talk with Theron. And I can give him a reasonable suggestion that he might want to look at a different bounty to impress the Silverthorns. Because annoying a very long-lived wizardess elf could be unfortunate for his future.
Yes. I just worry that he's gonna... I mean, like he said, the Boyar Vinhelm is in town. And he could just walk over and bring whoever, countless number of bounty hunters.
He's not
Is that...
expecting us to hand him over until after the wedding, yes?
Yes, that's
So
the
we
agreement.
do not let him in on the fact that we are having second thoughts until the last second after the wedding. And then it might be time to get out of town quickly. We do need to go to Wilhelm, yes?
Yeah, apparently, yeah, we do. Which is also really, annoying too, because go to the place that they're hunting him the most.
But as far as we know right now, the boyar isn't there.
Yes, he is here. That is true. He's here for the wedding.
Also, I have noticed that Pyotr seems awfully fond of his facial hair, but it's going to be time for a complete makeover so that other bounty hunters will not recognize him.
Good idea. Do all
I
that we
may
can.
need you to hold him down while I shave it off.
Okay, I think I can do that.
I've also
Oh,
been
but-
thinking of a way to mix henna with beauty cream to make his skin tanner. I'm going to call it self-tanner.
That's a new one. I've not been in.
Yes, because most maidens, just get beauty cream that enhances the skin that they have. But I
Yeah.
think if we make his skin look darker and get rid of the facial hair and dye his hair and a new haircut. And of course, we will dress him to look like my servant. I don't think that armor's doing him any favors.
Yeah, it's a little big. But
So, I can
okay.
trust that you're not going to interfere with the plan?
No interfere with the plan of not giving him up? Like
Yes.
the plan of yes. I'm I don't know how, but I'm on board with that.
So when we go to hand him over to Theron Longtree, just stand
Figure
aside and let me talk to him. I can't talk to him too much before there is a 8-hour time limit on my reasonable suggestions.
Okay.
Although,
All right, then.
if they're very reasonable, even when it wears off, he might still decide it's in his best interest to follow it.
All right, then. Well, I'll leave it to you.
Also, if we get desperate, we can change Pyotr into a hamster, shove him into my pocket, and take off. Get packed so you'll be ready to leave quickly.
Okay, glad we have a backup plan. We escape
Oh, that's
to the
just...
Seahawk. Seahawk? Yeah, that's what it's called. And flee on the fastest ship on the waters. Man, my family's gonna be so disappointed in me. Well, we'll figure this out, hopefully. Okay, so that's problem 2. Is there any more problems that you had come with?
The Archmatriarch is going to be at this wedding?
I mean, she's gonna be the one performing the wedding rites. So, yeah, she's gonna be kind of front and center.
And we have to keep her alive.
Yeah. And we don't know who wants to kill her, but it's possible that one of her, either her left or right hand, not literally, her first and second assistants are a part of the plot.
We have to protect her from her own personal assistants, whom I'm assuming she trusts way more than us.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. That's a big problem we're having. Any
I'll leave
ideas?
that to you to think about. I've already come up with several plans.
Okay. I'm gonna go grab another drink to keep me awake a little longer so I can think about it more.
Also, as a heads up, although I gave Pyotr a minor healing potion before we sent him off to go do whatever guards do at night, probably just sleep.
Usually.
There is actually no guarantee that he will still be alive in the morning. We have never tested how long he can be. how long I can be out of his
Oh.
sight.
You're right.
Yes.
How far? Where is he? He's staying on the estate grounds, or are the barracks far away?
He's staying in the barracks on estate grounds.
Maybe I'll
Anyway, good night.
check on him. Good. Thanks, Galina. Good night. Let's talk again soon.
Pyotr, give me a wisdom saving throw.
No need, Patrick. I'm willingly turning myself in. Just kidding. I love Pyotr. Can I have advantage just cuz?
No. Especially if we're gonna say just cuz.
Nat 1.
I now need a charisma saving throw.
I don't want it.
Wait, what happens on a nat 1 for this? Has this happened before, Patrick?
Not to my recollection.
Oh no.
That one is a 14.
Okay. In that case. Take 37 points of psychic damage. Do not gain the benefits of a long rest after this late tonight's rest.
Yo!
Yo, what?
I can't.
You don't get any spell slots or anything back after tonight's sleep.
I've only used one.
He's
It's
gonna
fine.
be cranky in the morning.
For the second time tonight, Pyotr, you dream.
Oh!
You find yourself walking up the familiar steps to the balcony. Katya is sitting. He looks at you. 2 times in one night. You're really feeling murderous tonight, aren't you?
No, I got a friggin' headache.
So you want to, relieve that headache by pushing me off the edge again?
You know, at this point in my life, or sleep cycle, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Anyway, at this point, if pushing you off that frickin' banister would cure me of this stupid headache, maybe I would.
I mean,
Because since you're some wound up part of my own brain, maybe you deserve it.
if I'm the wound up part of your brain, why don't we try unwinding it? What do you think? Why? So let's start with this. Why did you kill me? Are you gonna blame the new darkness in your blood that you seem to have discovered? The darkness of being a descendant of Morpheus? Or are you going to... Or do you have some other excuse for pushing me off the balcony?
Look, you know I don't have an excuse.
So, you know that you have no excuse. So you're admitting that you had no reason?
No.
You just decided that it was a good idea to
Did
kill
you
me?
Did you think that there was some legitimate reason?
I don't know. I feel like maybe...
Not like you attacked me. The point is, I didn't mean to push you off the balcony.
Did I attack you, Pyotr?
No.
Was it really self-defense? Was it...
I never said it was.
So you don't have a reason. You just woke up that day deciding that getting drunk and pushing someone off the balcony was a fun idea. What if it had been... If it had been someone else, would you have still done it? Did you view me as a political rival in the grand schemes of being an ambassador to for the Boyar of Vinhelm?
No, that wasn't it. Look, I don't remember that night very well. But you should.
I should.
I don't know. You were like, I don't know. I don't know how to address you.
I mean,
But
however
addressing
you want.
you as this weird time capsule of my subconscious, you should remember a little bit better what I was feeling.
I mean,
But you know, sorry,
I remember being very drunk.
that we were, whatever. Sorry, what was your question? I got lost in my own frustration.
I mean, whatever question I have to ask is a question you have to ask yourself.
Profound.
I mean, sometimes you have good moments.
I don't know what you want me to say.
What do you want to tell yourself, Corvette? I mean, Pyotr. What do you want to tell yourself,
Hey,
Pyotr?
Corvette is in the chat.
What do you want to tell
Sorry.
yourself, Pyotr? I mean, this is why this is happening. You keep coming back to this moment, night after night, for a reason. Are you, you're trying to discover some way, some reason behind it all, a reason why you did what you did. Mayhap you're trying to, besides justification, you're trying to find some way to properly make penance. I don't, I only know what you know from I only know what you know. I'm just your subconscious manifesting itself to solve this problem.
And how would we do that? We know what I did. We know I can't take it back. What do I do?
A life for a life. Sacrifice your life in some way to make up for the loss of Katya's, of me.
And how does me ending my life or causing or allowing my life to be ended do anything for your situation?
It doesn't. But it might put you at some ease.
Would it? I want to get past this, Katya. There's nothing I can do. If there were some price I could pay to put you back in your home with your family, I would. But there's nothing I can do. And quite frankly, I don't know. What would you have me do?
You know what you need to do, Pyotr. You just aren't brave enough to do it. He takes a step backwards over the balcony, falls. You wake in a cold sweat in the
with 20 hit points.
So the other two of you
27
managed to get a pretty good night's rest. Obviously, got your full long rest benefits. Pyotr obviously did not. So Corvette, what's the morning plan for Pyotr? I mean, for Corvette. Holy crap, Corvette! What's the morning plan for
We
Corvette?
are now gonna body swap.
So Pyotr is going to. All right, Ian, you play Corvette. I'll play Pyotr now.
I'm gonna go be rich somewhere. I'm just gonna count coins.
Anyway.
Corvette,
what are you planning to do with your morning?
All right. So I sent last time. Trying to remember. I sent Theron, the kind of now spy for me, to go take a look at. It was one of it was the right hand, I believe, of the Archmatriarch to see. If I remember, Roxalana.
Roxolana
Okay.
Borisov, yep.
Slav. She's the head of the guard. So just to go, and so since I sent him to go kind of see what he can find about her, I want to go to the cathedral.
Okay. All right. Galina,
And yeah,
real quick, I just want to know what everyone else's plan is for the morning before we send you off to Cathedral. Galina, what's your plan for the morning?
Breakfast, because we know she never misses a meal when there's a good meal to be had. And then she's going to send a servant to go pick up some beauty cream and some henna and a straight razor.
All right. The servant will go out and do that.
She
Pyotr.
might wander
Sorry.
around the castle and look in random rooms for books.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check while I ask Pyotr what he's going to do with his morning.
Pyotr is
Besides, give me
trying
another
to-
wisdom saving throw.
Ugh. Nat 20. Take
Okay.
that.
All right. You are immune to the effects of the curse for the next 24 hours, then. Use them wisely.
24.
24. Okay. We will get to you in the cathedral in a minute, Corvette, but so you, Galina, you don't find any books. You do find, however, that a lot of the rooms have secret compartments. And it looks like something has been moving from compartment to compartment. Because every time you open a compartment, you see dust, except in an area where like a book, a rectangular shaped thing. Your guess would be a book or a box of some sort. But you can tell as you look through several of these secret compartments that this object is always the same size. This object has been moved from several because there's always dust lining where it had been. And so you can tell that someone is moving something around the estate and doesn't want it to be found.
Interesting. She'll keep trying to look until lunchtime.
Pyotr. Corvette. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Corvette. You make your way to the cathedral.
Wait. Say the name of the player that you're speaking to.
Brayden.
There you go. We just need to make sure, because this is like several layers deep of confusion.
yes, it is.
Corvette, you make your way to the cathedral. What are you doing at the cathedral?
All right. There's two things I want to do there. Maybe three, but mostly two. The first thing I want to do is is there any way to see or request an audience with the Archmatriarch?
Yes, you can approach one of the guards and request an audience. They will let you know if she's available or not.
I will request one and see if I can wait for her.
She tells you the guard tells you that it will be a few hours, but if you're willing to sit and wait or come back, you can meet with the Archmatriarch a little bit before lunch.
Awesome. I will reserve that spot on her schedule, please. And knowing that, I am going to in the cathedral, are there like little private partitions or places of that I can like sit down and that people would sit down and think or pray, things like that, that are like more enclosed or more private than just like a big open area with rows of benches?
Yeah, definitely. We can say that there is one or two of
Uh,
those.
I want to go find one of these little alcoves or whatever it may be, because I haven't had a chat with my wonderful angelic guide in a very long time. It feels like. Um, and so I'm gonna find one, and I'm gonna sit, kind of close my eyes, bow my head, just a little, not trying to pray, because Bronislav is a saint, but just kind of to really focus and to concentrate on him and our connection. And I reach out and just start talking. So there's a lot of problems going on, and oh, is it? I don't know. I need. Can you talk right now? Are you there?
As you ask that question, you hear a knock on the door in the room you're in.
I open it.
You see a little like deacon, like a 12-year-old kid, standing before you in little robes. He looks at you and says, "The priest is asking to see you in the confessional."
The the priest?
I think he's a priest.
Okay.
He
Okay.
has he has a big long white robe. Doesn't look like
Okay.
any of the priests I recognize, but it's a big cathedral. But so he's asking to see you in the confessional.
Okay. I'll go there. Walk over to the confessional.
You get into the confessors.
One side of it,
One
right?
side of it, yeah, the side that the person
Okay.
doing the confessing would be getting into, and you hear and you look as you look through, because you've ever seen a confessional, it has like little like woven wood, so that way you can look through and you can kind of see the priest on the side, but you can't. And when you look through, you recognize that it is Bronislav on the other side of the wall.
Okay, this is a different way to meet. I'm like actually conscious and awake, and you're here.
Yes, being in a cathedral, a holy place, makes that a little bit easier for the communications. I don't have to bring you to me, I can come to you. So, to prevent the entire cathedral from having a spiritual experience, to put it mildly, I figured this would be the best way for us to speak.
Okay. Well, that's cool. You could bring us all there. Um, we've got problems.
I've heard.
I'm assuming you couldn't reach out or contact me while I was on the Isle, the Sunhallow.
The influence of the Dark Priestess is very strong. She is a saint in her own right, not of the same benevolent nature, as I'm sure you discovered. We could not. We are bound and unallowed to breach her sanctum unless we wish an all-out war between the followers of Morpheus and the followers of Silhana. And while we certainly are the stronger of the two groups at this time, due to the weakened structure of the cult of Morpheus because of the corruption of the Profane Guard, it would leave us, that confrontation and war would leave us too weak to defend against the real threat.
Against Ukstav? Was that what it was?
Ukstav.
Ukstav.
Yes, the scrawl.
So I'm a descendant of Morpheus.
You are, but so are many, many, many others.
Just when I thought I had kind of figured out who I was a little bit, or at least started making headway. Something new and surprising comes along.
Does the fact that you have the blood of Morpheus in you change who you are?
It scares me.
Why?
I'm scared I'm gonna lose control again and cause another catastrophe. Something I can't control.
Blood of Morpheus is not why you lost control that day. You were enchanted. The blood of Morpheus does not, at this time, possess the power to compel or bring out dark nature. Or if the blood does not define you. You are defined by your own actions. And all the blood serves to do is strengthen you and make you, more powerful. It does not mean that you're doomed to be an evil creature. You cannot judge a child upon the sins of its father. You must let the child grow and fulfill its own destiny.
Yeah. It's just hard because I know what I did in, at the monastery wasn't by my choice, but it was by my hand. And so, I don't know, kind of feel like I got off easy.
Got off easy.
I'm responsible for the deaths of so many innocent people. And
Are you
outside of
responsible
it,
for the actions of the worm that was in your head at the time?
no, I don't think so, but again, just knowing it was me that I was the vessel, it was by my hands. It was, I don't know, it's just making me this whole situation with people wanting hunting down Pyotr is making me think, shouldn't I have been hunted down for so much more?
Corvette, the one who is responsible for this is dead. Killed Elenov, that worm. I cannot ease your conscience. That is not within my power to do. I can tell you that before the saints in Sunhallow, you are held blameless, unlike your friend Pyotr.
Unlike?
Your friend Pyotr is responsible for the loss of a life. He was the one who chose his actions that led to the death of Katya. You were not. You didn't control that worm getting put in your head. You didn't control that worm making you raise your hand against your friends. Pyotr made the decisions that led him to where he was, led him to that balcony. One day he will have to pay for that. But that's not what we're here for. Said,
No.
we hold you blameless. taking of a life and the... It's always complicated. We can't always make the judgment. It's never, not necessarily always clean, but know in your case that there is no blood on your hands in regards to what happened at Arthmail. I know that I can't necessarily bring peace to your mind, but I hope that the knowledge that Silhana herself doesn't hold you accountable, will do something for you.
Thank you. I guess that's nice to hear. Sorry, there's so much been going on. The biggest thing, maybe, that I wanted to ask you is, again, coming from the Dark Priestess in a way, but we're here to prevent the assassination of the Archmatriarch.
Yes, very important that you do that.
And have some clues, some thoughts, and I thought I'd ask you. I don't know if it's possible for you, again, kind of not familiar with what you can tell or see, but has there been any dimness or darkness or cut off from the light around people close to the Archmatriarch, mainly her left and right hands?
We are aware that it is the left and right hands will be the instruments of the death of the Archmatriarch. Try to be. It's the rules. We cannot interfere.
Is it both of them?
That it is. Not that the letter you had received the other day would have made that clear.
I did have a question on that, DM. On the grammar of that. Did it say traitors with an apostrophe S or multiple?
Traitors and
Like
as in
traitors.
multiple.
And hands was that capital H or is it just lower H?
Capital H.
And hands with an S?
Look,
Okay. This gets better and better. Here we go. Sorry, you're saying?
we have confidence that you'll be able to solve this problem. You need all the strength and power that you can earn. That way you can be ready for the confrontation against Luxthav when the time comes. You must find who is going to be the one who is plotting the death of the Archmatriarch, for that is hidden from us. Do not know her.
Her.
We know some. We know that it is a woman who seeks to kill the Archmatriarch. We do not know her identity.
So my father's not a part of this?
Whether your father is a part of it or not, I'm not certain.
Hmm.
We do not sense that he bears any murderous intention towards the Archmatriarch, but your father's recent acquaintance in that mage from Avaro has shielded him and much of your household from our eyes. You have no idea how frustrating it is to stand in a cathedral and look out the window and not be able to see what's happening in one of the neighboring buildings.
Yeah, because that's a normal thing people do. Um,
Imagine if you were standing in your yard and you turned and looked at the neighbor, the house across. You aren't even able to see what's going on in their yard. There is just... He grabs your hand and he takes you, find yourself standing at one of the windows of the cathedral. And he puts two fingers and he touches your head, your forehead, and you suddenly see what he can see. And it's a lot. Instead of really seeing people, you see, like, their auras. Like, some have kind of a golden aura, some have kind of a gray aura. Most people have kind of like a grayish aura. Some people have a very black aura. But around your estate is this giant blue dome that just has this scintillating, sphere of runes running across it. He takes his hand back and your vision returns to normal.
Oh.
We cannot see what's going on inside your estate. Your father's friend has done very well in warding and protecting it from the prying eyes of those he does not wish to see.
Hey, well, that's helpful, I think. So, all right. Well, I will figure it out somehow. I don't know, but ooh, it's making me a little nauseous. But thank you.
Welcome. Now that you have chosen to walk with us, anytime you need you have questions, as long as you're not in a unholy island, ask, and if I am available to answer, will come.
I will do my best to remember that, and hope I never have to go back to that island. That was not fun.
I pray that you never will have to return there either.
All right, I guess I should go get to work. Any advice on how to convince the Archmatriarch that her left and right hand want to kill her?
How easy would it be to convince you that Tian and Iona wanted to kill you? Or Galina and Pyotr?
Extremely.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks. I do appreciate the help.
Glad that I can be of assistance. With that, you find yourself back in the confessional, except the conventional next to you is now empty.
I curl over a little bit. Oh. I need some water. Hopefully that settles my stomach. I get up and kind of stumble out a little bit of the confessional. I go and find someone to tell me what time it is. How long was I in there? Again, we were on an island that a week and a half passed in a matter of a day, so I'm a little paranoid about that.
The deacon was standing outside your confessional, and he looks at you and goes, "Gee, mister, you must have done some really bad things. You were in there a long time."
Well, I think I got some of it off my chest, so thank you, young man, for leading me here. Well, I guess
Past offerings. Holds out his hands. Alms for the poor.
give him 1 gold piece.
Looks at it suspiciously. Looks at you. Looks at your clothes. Squints at you.
I give him a second gold piece.
Takes it, nods, and he walks over to the donation thing and dumps your gold coins in and waddles off.
I am a dirt poor noble person. I have 1 gold and 6 silver pieces.
Man.
Oh dear. As he's walking away, I kind of just like give him a little glare, but like, that's all I've got.
Alright. Before we hop back to meeting with the Archmatriarch, we're gonna hop over to Pyotr. What are you doing? What else are you doing now you're awake and very grumpy and without a headache, but very tired and mentally fatigued?
I don't know. I'm discussing that with chat. Piotr's gonna go look for a glass of water or a jar.
Well, there is a bucket of water that you can, in the barracks, that you use a ladle and you have to ladle it into your mouth. The rest of the guards would prefer that you water fountain it because no one wants to touch that if you put your lips on it. Yes.
It's true. They might catch a disease like Morpheus blood. I don't know. Okay, and now. Oh, Pyotr. Is there a place that he can read from, like, a book of scripture or something?
Sure. There would be a local chapel on the estate as well as the cathedral's not too far off.
Sweet.
Which
Get
one?
ready to huh?
Which one would you prefer?
Which one? Oh, I was like, which book of scripture? I'm not familiar with this world's books of scripture. Say those options again because they're gone from my memory.
The local cathedral on the estate, or the local chapel on the estate, or the cathedral that's nearby.
Well, he's not leaving the estate, so
Okay.
that one it is.
So you find local chapel, and inside you see a priest is sitting on the front pew, kind of dozing. Hello. What brings you here, my child? Yes.
I'm just coming to maybe read up on my religious duties. I hope I wasn't disturbing you.
No, not at all. We just don't normally get a lot of visitors in the chapel, seeing as the cathedral is so close. Usually don't have anyone here on Holy Day. We normally all head over to the cathedral to hear a sermon there, but... So, please, and he points to the very dusty pews. Take a seat and feel free. Read. I can answer any questions you might have.
He just sits down. He's thinking to himself, I've never really read one of these things. Not, front to back anyway. He just thumbs through. Tell me what he finds, Patrick. I didn't write this book.
Give me a religion check.
Which D20 do I want to use? Ooh, not good. But at least this one won't kill me if it's bad. 10. That's all right.
You find a passage of scripture that says, "Woe unto the murderer, for the the icy grip of Morpheus' claws await thee in the afterlife."
To be fair, he's already in my veins. Pyotr flips again.
You find another. "Woe unto he that would take the life of another, for his very life shall be forfeit. Either
All right,
by his own life, or by the oath of the broken wings.
All right. This is getting freaky. This is just a book. Flips again. Another 30 or 40 pages or so.
You keep finding all the verses that have to do with murder and taking life.
Excuse me, father, brother,
Yes,
clergyman.
child.
How common are verses relating to murder in this book?
I mean, I know there's at least 3 that mention the consequences of murder. One that mentions the oath of the broken wings, alternative to losing your life for murder, alternative to the death penalty. There is at least those 4. There may be a few more that talk about, that there are various references to taking a life, though that doesn't always necessarily refer to murder. But not too terribly many, as Silhana's message is a message of hope and happiness.
Yeah, you'd think. That's what I was hoping for. Tell me about this Order of the Broken Wings.
Not very common order nowadays. Usually they are for them. The Order of the Broken Wings is a group of militants who take an oath as a form of penance. They are forced. You've seen the wings that the winged ones wear, correct?
Sorry, say that one more time.
You see the wings that the winged ones wear, correct? Have you ever seen a winged hussar? That's what the winged ones wear.
Oh, yes. I was like, have I, Patrick? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have, since you met Arkady, and he's a winged one. And you've seen several winged ones while in the city, so... Yes.
Yes, of course I have. I had to rack through my hard drive, and it's starting to fail.
So the oath of the broken wings, they have to wear broken versions of those wings on their back at all times. It's a reminder of their oath and a signature, a sign to everyone else of the oath that they have taken. Not very common. Most people haven't seen a member of the Broken Wings, but usually they take this oath as penance for something that they did. Be it used to be in the old days that all members of the Broken Wings were murderers who instead of facing the death penalty chose to serve Silhana in this life and permanently in the next, joining her armies and fighting against the demons of hell in the next life. They were not ever to be granted her embrace and rest till they had suffered several thousand lifetimes worth of service.
So you say at least. Is there like a formula one should follow? It was interesting. It was in the verse. So I'm just curious what that looks like.
I'm not 100% certain. Unfortunately, I don't particularly. I'm not super familiar, terribly much more familiar with the order beyond the basic knowledge. Is there aren't very many left. There's maybe only a few hundred members of that order. It's largely been
Did all the murderers
discontinued.
dry up?
No. Family members would just usually see the murderers brought to justice rather than continuing to live a life. Why such an interest in this order?
My brain, like hyper fixates on things, and I was broken. It sounds like kind of cool, but the way you describe it sounds like hell. So,
I mean, it's payment for your sins. It's not
Yeah, I
supposed
guess-
to be enjoyable. You're never allowed to marry. You can never drink alcohol again. You are only allowed to read certain books approved by the, approved by the church. You can't participate in games. You can't participate in gambling or games. It's not intended to be a very fun life. I believe you might even only be allowed to eat certain things. And that would be bread, cheese, water, and beef.
Cheese can be good.
I mean, it can. I agree. I love cheese, but like fruits. You ever had an apple?
I have.
Not allowed to eat apples, apparently. It's not supposed to be an enjoyable life.
That's good to know. Sorry, what is your title? I'm sorry.
I am the bishop.
Bishop. Thank you, Bishop. You've given me a lot of interesting information. And Piotr leaves the chapel.
What? Galina. You've just been continuing your search room to room. See what you can find.
Yeah. Eventually, though, she's going to get frustrated about the book and dust herself off and decide to see if she can find either Piotr or Corvette.
Okay. I'm assuming that you probably would ask one of the other guards, like the legitimate guards, where Piotr got
George.
George.
Yeah, she's going to
where
ask for
had gone,
George.
since that's who we decided is, George. And they say, last time we saw George, he was headed to the chapel here on the grounds.
Oh. Did he look a little under the weather?
I don't think he slept at all last night. The other guards who were sharing the room with him said that he was screaming, Katya, 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 all night long. So either he was having a really good dream, or he's having a really bad dream, because he did not look well when I saw him this morning. He's covered in sweat. Huge bags under his eyes.
Oh. That sounds like George. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
And she'll go off to the chapel.
You get to arrive at the chapel just as Piotr is leaving.
Oh, hey, hi.
Hi,
I was just
George.
doing some research.
Oh, really? How you feeling?
Bad. It hurts my head. It hurts. And I have approximately a third of my total hit points. Just kidding.
Did you bother
Um,
with the healing potion I gave you this morning?
oh, I have been so uh what's the word? Discombobulated that it's still back in my room or in my bunk cot thing at the barracks.
I do often wonder how you've managed to live this long.
To be fair, I didn't have recurring migraines until fairly recently.
But according to your friends, you guys have within the last 3 months faced a lot of very dangerous situations.
We have. I mostly just kind of sit in the back and hurl insults and encouragements depending on who I'm talking to. So, I've managed to stay mostly out of harm's way.
Ah. Well, let's walk and talk back to my room. I have 2 more in there.
Oh, great. Sure. Off we go.
Oh, and by the way, I've talked with Corvette, and he is on board with my plan to not hand you over to the bounty hunter.
That is a relief. But what? Wait, so you have a plan?
I have several plans. I'm hoping that the first
What are-
one works.
What's the first plan?
I give him a very reasonable suggestion.
Which would be?
He should pick a different bounty to impress the Silverthorns, because the bounty of taking you in is not going to be worth it.
Okay. Wait, why wouldn't it be worth it? To him, let's say.
I am a very long-lived elf who will have a lot of time on her hands and will be very annoyed with him. I also happen to know prestidigitation, which can do some very annoying things if you put your mind to it, but not actually physically hurt someone. Since he is only doing his job, I draw the line at actually hurting him. Which would also mean that while he will get very annoyed at me, he won't actually have probably a legal reason to physically hurt me back. Although if he does physically hurt me, I will say he started it, and it will then be his fault that he gets burnt to a crisp. Most likely.
Well, I'm glad to be in your very capable hands, and I appreciate your exertions on my behalf.
Yes, because if anybody's going to get the money from turning you in, I've put up with a lot from you. And I need money for spells.
So what you're saying then is that you would rather not have Sven or whatever his name is turn me in.
Aaron.
But Theron, you would like to do it yourself, because it's not just avoiding me ending up, with one less head than I started the morning with, but who gets the reward for the transaction. Is that correct?
Not right away. There are other things that we need you to do.
Oh. I mean, I agree. We've all got a little journey we're on.
You need to help us save the world. You need to let me practice removing Feylord curses. I figured eventually, though, you would get tired of the mental anguish of knowing that you had killed someone and want it to end. So by the time I'm ready to turn you in, it wouldn't be so terrible.
Galina, a man's desire to live is a very strong motivator.
Well, since I think it's going to take us a while to save the world and get the ingredients to remove the curse, you have a while to think about it.
Yes, that I do.
Try not to kill anybody else, though, because then... Well, if you're going to start killing multiple people, I'll feel bad that we didn't turn you in now, and I will have to end your existence.
Don't worry. I won't make you into a... I don't know what that term would be. A friend killer.
I would be stopping a murder.
Some would say so. Some maybe not. I don't know. Is that what you think, Galina?
I did say I wouldn't do it unless you murder another person.
Oh.
So, yes.
I missed that part of the conversation that I was apparently present for. Okay.
It's
Your
okay.
hypothetical is well noted.
You have a headache currently. Here, have a minor healing potion. Try to keep the other one on you next time.
and then he drinks it. What does that do? It's 1d4.
That is correct. D4 plus 4.
D4s are the hardest thing to find.
It's literally the pyramid-shaped one.
Well, I found one.
Line them all up in order on your desk in front of you, and then they're easy to find.
They're in a bag. But that's... I have like a bajillion
Like
sets
you-
of dice now.
Asking Ian's ADHD to cooperate.
It's just like, that's not gonna happen. Why can't I type in my character sheet? Anyway, I did that. At some point, I will...
Want to tell me how much you healed for?
No, you don't get to know. 8 hit points. Because I know
I'm the
how to
DM.
roll.
I get to know everything. Anyway. Alright. Cool. Well, what are you two going to go do now? Oh, the servant, Galina, arrives with your straight razor and henna and beauty cream.
Oh, good. Thank you very much. Pyotr, once I save you from this bounty hunter, we're going to take steps to not have problems with any future bounty hunters.
And what would those be?
We're going to shave off your facial hair. We're going to give you a haircut, dye the hair that you've got. We're going to mix the henna and the beauty cream together and apply it everywhere that people can see your skin to make your skin darker. And also going to dress you up like my servant.
I feel like the shaving is a little, maybe a bridge further than necessary. I mean, think about it. If my complexion is changed, if I'm wearing clothes that do not befit my station, I don't know. Anyway, there are plenty of men with beards. I don't see why I can't keep it, even in my new guise.
I'm not an expert in disguise. I'm only going off of what I've read in books, so I think we should go all out for this. It is your life on the line.
It is. Okay, fine. But it doesn't mean I have to like it.
Perfectly acceptable. Just as long as you cooperate.
Oh, I don't have any reason not to.
Next question. Do you want to stay George for now? Or do you want to become... what will we call you? Boris? Peter?
I hate
Dimitri?
Boris. Dimitri could work. Peter's a little on the nose, I think.
That's true.
Dimitri could work. Well, let's see. Pro of no longer being crap. What is his alias again?
George?
George.
George. Pro of not being George anymore. I don't have to sleep in that stinking barracks. Con, everybody's gonna want to know where George went.
Before we give you your makeover, George should go tell his buddies that he has to go. And then disappear and reappear back here.
Is disappearing from military service that simple?
For the most part, the guards were aware, at least that you weren't a permanent fixture.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That'll work then.
You didn't actually sign up for service and sign papers and things, right?
No.
Okay.
No? Patrick shrugs his shoulders.
It's Pyotr, who knows?
Who knows?
Well, I'm asking.
Nobody knows. Wait. would I know?
Yes, you did. You didn't sign up. You didn't. I was being facetious.
I was like, I don't recall this, Patrick.
Just a disguise. We'll say that he goes and does that. And when you come to disguise him, I will need intelligence check without proficiency bonus. Disguise him. You're a wizard. You should be decent at intelligence.
I am, but I'm also Sarah and I roll poorly. 10.
But you managed to shave him without nicking his face. However, the henna and beauty cream mixture does not come out exactly the way you want it to.
Does he end up streaky and orange?
He ends up streaky and orange.
Self-tan accident, huh?
With that, we're going to take our 5-minute break. We'll be back, guys. See if Galina's disguise for Pyotr holds up. Also, pick up with, Corvette and his meeting with the Archmatriarch. Yeah, we'll pick up. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Thanks, everyone, for coming out, and we will see you in a bit.
Bye.
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us, and we will pick up right where we left off, well, almost where we left off. Pick up in the back in the cathedral with Corvette. So you're sitting in the main area of the cathedral, and someone approaches you. It's a woman. She is armored, in full plate armor, and she has, in the center of her breastplate is the symbol of Silhana, and she has a long cloak and sword strapped to her side, and she approaches and says, "Lord Peshek, I presume?"
Yes. And you are?
Roxolana Borisov, the right hand of the matriarch. I regret to inform you that the matriarch has actually been summoned away on other important business. She will be unable to meet with you today.
But I have been... It is urgent.
Matriarch understands, but it is urgent business pertaining to the wedding of the son of each Arkady and your sister, in fact.
That's why I'm here for. Like, my business is exactly about the wedding.
Understand, but I'm afraid that the Tsar's summons are more important than yours. If you'd like, the Archmatriarch does have would be willing to meet with you the day after the wedding.
No, it has to do with the wedding, so the day after is not something that does not make sense and would not be possible.
Then I can bear the message on your behalf, then. What did you wish to tell the Archmatriarch?
It's something I wanted to talk to her myself about. I mean...
I'm afraid that will not be possible.
She's the Holy Mother. She is just amazing, and
you understand that many people are vying for her attention, and she does not have the time to meet them all, to meet everyone who would seek to meet with her. Why, I am here in her stead. I'm her right hand, after all.
You are. And remind me, how long have you been her right hand?
Just a few months. I took up the position maybe about 5-6 months ago.
What happened to, who was it before? I'm forgetting.
She passed away.
So sad. I mean, how do you like your new responsibilities? It must be... Honestly, I envy you, being so close with the Archmatriarch.
It is an honor to serve the Archmatriarch. I must ask, if you don't, what is the message that you would like borne to the Archmatriarch? Particularly if it is in regards to the wedding, it must be urgent.
that it is, but it was, it's just something about my father, just concerns, and because he is my father and she's the archmatriarch, and just wanted to let her know that, you know, just my father, he's just an interesting person, you could say. Um, and, he's, I don't know, he might have something out for her. And with that, I want to see if she sees any recognition.
You think that your father would seek to harm the Archmatriarch?
I don't know. I just wanted to, talk to her about it, gain her insights. That's just why I thought it'd be important enough to talk to her about. Just because it's about my father.
Well, I will be
and,
sure.
And being and the church being separate from, Boyar and the Tsar.
Well, as I am in the right hand of the Archmatriarch and in charge of her security and protection, I will take your concern very seriously, and will do an assessment of your father's danger myself.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm just been worried about him lately, but at the same time, maybe I just misunderstand my father, because maybe I just read too much, because we've butted heads for so long. And at the same time, even though I butt heads with him, I don't want him to suffer if he really is not as I thought he was.
I'll make the assessment and inform the Archmatriarch, but I don't see necessarily any reason to bring the matter before her attention. But she'll be aware of the results of my assessment before the wedding.
For the wedding? Oh, okay. All right. One more question. I don't know. I did. No, it's not important. Never mind. So,
would you mind, when you head back to the estate, finding your mother and telling her cousin says hello?
yes, I can. My mother? Are you cousin? Are you my mother's cousin? Not my aunt.
I am your mother's cousin, yes.
Oh my goodness, it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, we've not really had the chance, since I've always been busy with my duties to the church and your mother, her duties to your father. But we were quite close when we were younger.
Her cousin, just writing down, her cousin says hi. I will do that. I guess it's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for your service.
He bows and turns and leaves.
As I get up and start leaving, feeling totally unnerved, how truthful was she in all of that?
Insight check.
Yes, that's what I want. Please. Yay! 16 plus 2. 18.
She was pretty truthful. You feel like she will take the concern of your father pretty seriously. You didn't get any feeling that your father was involved in the plot at all. But she did a pretty good job of hiding that she herself is probably involved. But...
Okay. So she didn't have a little moment of surprise hearing about a plot?
Yeah, I mean, not surprised about hearing about a plot, but you guess that she probably hears about plots on the Archmatriarch's life daily, if not hourly.
Got it. That makes sense. Okay. I head back to my estate.
Head back to your state.
Patrick.
Are you gonna meet up with your friends and companions?
Yes, I'll go there first.
Doesn't take you very long to find Galina and Pyotr, as Galina is finishing up her attempts at, disguising Pyotr. You don't, it takes you a second to recognize it's Pyotr, but it doesn't, but you do recognize that it's Pyotr, just missing his facial hair. And now orange and streaky.
What happened? I mean, the streaks are new and interesting, but you
I
look
know.
good, clean-shaven.
It didn't quite turn out the way I envisioned. I'll get it right next time.
I thought I could use a change.
Yeah.
Does it look glamorous?
Well, I don't know if it's as discreet as maybe we were hoping.
It's not that bad. I'm going to get your plainest pair of clothing and remove all the fancy brocades and trims so you can look like a servant.
Very little.
Want to try that again without the bottle in your mouth?
Oh, did that not come through? Very well.
So, Court, you have anything you want to tell your friends?
Oh yes, sorry. I thought Ian was saying whatever that was again.
He did.
Got it. So I got been up to the cathedral,
And how was that?
enlightening and terrifying all at once.
Hmm.
Well, not at once, at two different times. I was able to talk with Bronislav. And he,
Wait, just so we're clear here, you mean the actual saint, right?
yeah. He's kind of like my saintly guide, kind of. He's the reason I point at my gold eyes. I'm an ASMR. So yeah, I can talk to him every once in a while. Apparently, it's a lot easier in the cathedral, which, now that I think about it, makes a lot of sense. But, I met with him and kind of talked about so much of our situations. And I think the most important things to just talk about now is kind of gain some insight on who are plotting against the Archmatriarch. We knew that one of the hands were, but he confirmed that both of the Archmatriarch's, left and right hand are in it. And definitely said he believes we can protect the Archmatriarch and figure out who hired them. But he showed me there's a kind of like a barrier around my family's estate. Galina, you might be able to help with this. It's probably magical of some sort that blocks. He can't see the auras of the people here, the influence of good and evil here. So, something's blocking his view, and I think if we were able to remove that, maybe that would help us figure out who is really behind the plot. Anyway, I tell them all of the details about the discussion regarding the Archmatriarch. And also mention briefly we talked about the blood of Morpheus in us, and that does not have the power to influence us. He said we still can make our choices for ourselves of who and what we want to be. And with that, I kind of glance over at Pyotr. Also, I try to meet with the Archmatriarch, and instead, the right hand, Roxalava, and couldn't meet with the Archmatriarch because she got in the way, but she thinks my father is in on a plot, maybe figuring out he's a danger to the Archmatriarch. But I don't know if he actually is.
Family drama, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I gotta figure out who's behind all of this. And I'm scared where it might lead.
Maybe do an execution. Who knows?
I mean, for someone who's plotting to kill the Archmatriarch, that would make sense, I guess.
Pyotr looks around, realizing he didn't make the point he wanted to. Yes, uh-huh. Yep, that's what yep.
What do you mean?
What do I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just seem to remember, like, a night or two ago, or whenever it was, when that guy, Sven, I think, Sven, I don't know.
Yeah, the bounty hunter.
You and our dear friend Anya, who I guess is busy with other things right now.
Where is she? Has anyone seen her today?
She mentioned briefly that she had some other things to do, to work on. Anyway, it's a whole thing, I guess. My point is, you two were comfortable letting that Sven, Theron, whatever his name is, guy, take me to my death.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember?
Uh,
You told him that if he was chill for now, that you guys would escort me to, why am I forgetting the name of the city?
Vinhelm.
Vinhelm. Thanks, Conscience. You told him that you would help him march me right into the gates of Vinhelm, and thus my death.
We
Actually,
did tell him that.
if I remember right, the Boyar of Vinhelm is in town for the wedding, so they wouldn't even have to go that far.
Oh, that one. Yeah, see, sorry, I've had a migraine. It's been a whole thing, and point is, I am mad, and you were gonna sell me out. Doesn't matter where you want to take me.
Pyotr, we did that so we could buy time. How in the world are we supposed to get you out of this mess?
I don't know. I wanted to, I don't know. I wanted to kill the dude, but I guess
Yeah, what?
some of our moral proclivities are a bit straighter than mine. I don't know.
Yeah,
Hammer
I'm sure
me.
you would want to kill him, huh?
What would you do in my situation?
Pay him up, turn him into a hamster, stick him on the Seahawk for a while, put a sleeping potion in his food.
And then what happened? I mean, I already charmed him. That didn't work. Charmed him twice, I think. That didn't work. And what are all these other solutions going to accomplish in the long run that my attempts didn't?
Well, for one thing, they last longer than Charm Person. And for another, we don't need a long-term solution. We have to leave after the wedding anyway.
That's straight to Wilhelm. Back to where Pyotr have some problems.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Pyotr, no more murdering people.
You know, for you, I will try to be on my best behavior and not murder anyone, besides the people that keep getting thrown at us in aggressive manners. Manners?
And not
Blows?
against
I don't-
self-defense. Defend yourself if they attack you.
Look,
So,
sorry, go ahead. Oh,
Why did-
look. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you go. I'm not talking.
Pyotr, why did you push that woman?
Listen, it's not. I didn't wake up that morning and decide I was going to push anyone off a balcony. And
Isn't
to
it-
tell you the truth, I don't even remember the precise moment that it happened. But I know I did it. But it's not something I wanted to do. I was hammered. I was drunk. I don't know. We had an argument. I guess I don't remember what it was about. But there's so much that I don't remember. But what do I do? I didn't. Nothing I can do can undo what I did. Nothing.
Yes.
Me losing my head, figuratively or otherwise, is not going to bring her back. And quite frankly, we've got stuff to do. And I don't know if you've noticed, but people drop like flies out of this group. Am I just supposed to give up? Stop?
Corbett sits down into a chair. Just Pyotr, Bronislav told me one more thing. We had a discussion about what I did in Earthmail, how I killed my family there, my friends, and again he reaffirmed that I was enchanted by that worm, that Elenov, that took my sister, as it did me. But he told me that you murdered her of your own choice. What is that supposed to mean?
It's more complicated than that. It was an accident. I don't, like I said, I don't remember a lot of the specifics. But who else
Why
can I
don't
blame?
you remember?
I was very hammered. Is it? I don't. I'm sure you know. You go out with dignitaries or whatever, coworkers. I don't know what your life's like on that. But you're celebrating or whatever, and then like you remember after the moment that your coworker is actually an unsufferable twit, and then she just lays into you, and you're like, stop it, blah, 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 blah. And then I don't know. I don't really
And
remember well what happened then.
Patrick, we're just
Yes?
gonna roll for insight on how truthful Pyotr is if he doesn't really remember. Oh, a 12.
Being truthful. He doesn't exactly remember what happened. He just remembers that it did happen. And he was drunk when it happened.
Pyotr, you
Not
asked.
saying that I'm guiltless. I'm saying I'm not a murderer.
You did in fact commit a murder. I feel like I keep having this conversation. You did in fact commit a murder, which is the definition of being a murderer. You're just not a serial killer. If it makes you feel better.
Does that?
I don't know. Maybe that's what I am. But I like to think of a murderer as someone who says, "Hey, you know what? I've got a problem. You know what I'm going to do to solve that problem? I'm going to murder this dude." And that's not what I did.
Thought your problem was that she was an insufferable twit.
I mean, I solved the problem, but yeah. I didn't.
That's
It wasn't deliberate. I don't think. I don't know. Technically, I don't know. I don't remember.
Don't you mean it wasn't premeditated? I'm pretty sure when you pushed her, although maybe you didn't think she'd go off the edge when you pushed her towards the edge, you were drunk. According to you.
I didn't. There were certain actions taken that were very deliberate. They had certain consequences that I did not foresee.
like the drinking. Is that what you're talking about, or something else?
Well, I guess that's kind of what started the cascade. I'm just saying that in my heart of hearts, I don't believe that I would have deliberately done something that I knew would lead to the death of an innocent person. So what do? Do I turn myself in? Do I forfeit my life? Will that make Katya feel better? Will that make her family feel better? Will that bring her back to life? Give her another opportunity to accomplish the things that now she apparently can't accomplish, that she reminds me every night that she can't?
Every night?
I have dreams. I see her quite a bit.
Is that why you're constantly saying Katya when you're asleep at night?
Probably. But it's weird because in my dreams I'm usually not saying her name a lot. So that's a whole other that's a commentary on the state of the human brain and its disconnection to the vocal cords. You should look into it.
Should I experiment on you then?
No, I don't like that. Look, what I'm trying to say is I get that my actions have directly led to the death of a human being. But those actions were not intended to have that consequence. And I don't know what it is that I can do about that.
Well, as someone whose father was murdered, everybody feels differently. And you can't make Katya feel better because she's dead. But her family is still alive, so you could take into consideration what would make them feel better. Most likely, they would feel better if they saw you executed. I personally, though, might feel a little better if I knew whoever murdered him. Which, unless they were of a long-lived race, they are probably already dead. But if I knew that they were trying their hardest to save the world, and especially if they died in the process, I would probably feel better. So for the time being, maybe you should try your best with us to continue trying to save the world, because it seems very dangerous, and your chances of being miserable and dying are probably high.
Thank you, Galina, for that wonderful summary of our circumstances.
All of us
Only-
may die, but it is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Oh, I don't plan on dying, but you guys keep telling me how dangerous it is. And as you have pointed out, the rest of you keep dropping like flies. So,
No one's
We're still-
died yet.
what about the
I don't know where
dwarf
Anya is.
Hadiok.
Oh, dang it.
whose
Oh,
body
well.
that you were delivering back to his family right as you met
Retcon.
me?
One person has died. So the majority of the flies are just buzzing around another dung heap somewhere.
So,
Okay. You can be fly number 2, but not right now. We need you. We're busy.
What is yeah.
Piotr,
Any
how
other
well
questions or jabs? Sorry?
how well do you know her family and the Boyar of Vinhelm?
The Boyar survey says pretty well. I've never met her family. I don't think, Patrick.
Nope, first time you saw her family was in that vision.
Nice. I've never
What is
met her
running
family.
away? I don't, Piotr. I believe you intend to do good. You and I, we've fought together so many times. We've escaped death and tragedy so many times together. I mean, we outwitted a Norsean army, for crying out loud. So I believe you want to do good. At the same time, it's like you talk about what should you do, and I think, I don't know, that's what for me, I want to protect and save and serve and make people's lives better. And I think, I mean, I've wanted to do that before, but I think now I'm more proactive and engaged in it because of the tragedy at Earthmail, because of what through me happened. And so, yes, there's nothing that you can do to bring her back. There's nothing I can do to bring all of them back. But that just makes me want to do more with what I've been given. With this second chance that I've been granted. And I don't know. I know that they want you. That these people want probably to execute you. But is there not some other way? Is there not a way to placate them to... You're a diplomat. Be a diplomat.
And do what?
Make peace. That's what you do.
The only thing that will happen if I reveal my identity to them, if not in that very meeting, then soon after, maybe even before, I will be arrested and brought to stand trial for my indiscretion. And then I'll die.
Patrick,
And
is there... How much of the legal system do I know or understand?
Give me a history check.
First really bad roll of the night. And that is a 5. A whopping 5. I avoid...
No, the very, very basic laws. You don't.
you know he
like,
should probably get a lawyer.
It's like, yeah, you are aware of the fact that if Pyotr is turned in, he will probably most likely die. Whether or, yeah, you don't know of any loopholes out of that, but yeah, so you know that. Congratulations, you know that murder is usually punishable by death in medieval times.
Well, turns out murder is frowned upon. Close his book.
I just don't know. Like, there's gotta be something else besides your death. I mean... Like, yes, it's still... Like you said, it's not Oh gosh, what was the word? Not predetermined.
Meditated?
Premeditated. Thank you. You said it wasn't premeditated. You said you didn't plan to kill her. Would you push her off again?
No. I didn't want to then. I didn't... at least I don't think I wanted to.
Well, I don't know, because we can't have an enemy. We can't have bounty hunters after us this whole time. We can't have the boyar of a boyar be an enemy when we're trying to save the world. We need all of our strength and power. And that includes you, Pyotr.
And if my
That's-
head's in a bucket.
That's what the disguise is for.
It'll at least buy us some time.
Also, have you picked a name?
Dimitri, I think is what we were gonna go with.
As if we're all calling you something different, it'll be a dead giveaway.
That man either has multiple, but anyway. Yeah, Dimitri it is. This'll give us some time at least to think it over.
Oh,
It
Corbett.
doesn't.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Continue. I'll ask him in a minute.
It doesn't seem just to me for a man to die for a crime he did not mean to commit.
But you are the one who committed it. I don't want you to die. You're my friend.
All right.
Sorry, yeah, Galina?
Do you know why there would be a magical book popping in between different secret compartments in your house?
Say what? No. No.
Well, we weren't
Magic
sure that the
secret
books.
compartments.
We weren't sure that the books on magic were in your father's study, so I decided to check almost all the other rooms in this castle that didn't currently have people living in them. And I found a lot of interesting secret compartments. And they all seem to have, well, dust. But in the middle, there's a blank spot about the shape of a book that didn't have dust. Almost seems like someone is magically pulling the book away right as I get the compartment open and sending it somewhere else. Or maybe multiple books. It's very frustrating.
Huh. I don't know. But now that you mention it, Bronislav said that ever since my father's steward, Fredo, appeared, he couldn't view the estate. So, I mean, maybe he's why all the books disappeared. And maybe why this barrier is around here. I mean, he's very... He knows the arcane arts. I know that. The alarms, the magical wards he places in my father's study are his.
Yes. The country he's from, he mentioned it before, they are a lot less stringent on their magic rules.
Yeah. Did you find that book? Like, I mean, by magical means?
You mean, did I find the locations of where it used to be by magical means, or did I actually find the book?
No. Can you find it? I mean, I guess if you had the book, you'd show it now.
Might have.
Pyotr, maybe, I don't know, maybe if we can solve who's behind this plot and show that you've helped and you are doing a good deed to the country, maybe that can earn you some merit.
Would that do anything for...
I don't know. I don't know. But it's doing something. It's how are you going to honor her memory? You asked before, what are you going to what can you do? How can you honor her?
I mean, my plan all along was to continue on the path we're on anyway, so it's not like I'm out at this point. I just fail to see what kind of solace that would bring to the family of a dead girl.
Oh, it's the fact that you're no longer living or breathing or enjoying things that she no longer can.
But I am living and breathing.
Exactly. But if your
Man.
very existence is miserable instead of joyful, there's something somewhat satisfying about that idea.
Maybe that's a start.
I do think it's a start to... If we can show that you're helping to protect the Archmatriarch. I don't know.
Wait, are we gonna wait around after the wedding to try and convince people that we were heroic and we helped save her? We need to just leave.
I don't know. We got to tackle that when it comes to it. But we got to figure out what's going on in my household.
Do we?
When I don't think my father is in on the plot. I did mention Bronislav said that the person behind it is a woman. And when I met with the right hand of the Archmatriarch, and we had a very weird discussion at the end, she said, "Tell my mom her cousin says hi." Which I never knew she was my mother's cousin in the first place. And second, the person who's gonna kill the Archmatriarch, wanted to talk to my mother. That scares me.
And have you talked to her yet?
Nope, I came straight to you guys after that chat with the head of the guard. I need to go see my father.
Are you gonna go tell him you think your mother's trying to kill the Archmatriarch? I don't think that'll go over well.
No, yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna say that exactly. I don't like my father much. I think he's an arrogant, greedy, uncaring person. But maybe I've suspected him for the wrong things. I want to gauge how interested, how supportive he would be of a murderous plot. And then I want to confront my mother.
So, you're just gonna come out and accuse her of trying to murder the Archmatriarch right to her face?
No, I don't know. I don't even know if she is. Maybe she knows more about her cousin. Maybe... I don't know. It sucks not knowing who to trust. I don't know. But I feel like I need to see where my father stands without Fredo by his side.
Is that where you're all gonna go now? Gotta find Corvet's father.
Yeah.
Anyone besides Pyotr?
No, Galina will follow Pyotr.
Cora just is standing there in the room, and walks and goes to find his father, asks the guard where can he be found.
As you go outside, wherever you are, I'm assuming that you're probably in some private room. You go outside, you see guards are scrambling, servants are scrambling, something's going on.
I stop one of them. I grab one, a servant that just is scuttling past it, grab him. What's going on?
Winged ones from the cathedral. They're on their way here. The guards spotted them from the tower. They're marching. They're armed. They're fully armored. They're marching on the estate.
Why would they be marching here?
I don't know. No one knows. We're scrambling. We're trying to get ready. We don't know. Your father's at his study, and he's going to go to the gates to meet them. You should probably head there yourself, my lord.
Gosh. Oh man, I said the wrong thing. Okay, I head outside.
Yeah. So you head outside where you find your family, your father gathered, all kind of standing. Everyone's kind of muttering, and you see the winged ones just swing the primary gate open, march in, and then just fan out and just start surrounding the entire premise. Like, you thought you had a lot of guards. There are probably easily 75 to 100 winged ones coming in and surrounding everyone on the grounds. And Roxaslana is, is leading them, the right hand.
Yeah. Yep, I screwed this up so badly.
Your father is standing at the front, and he stands forward. What is the meaning of this? Why do you intrude on my private property? He steps in. Right hand steps forward. Conrad Pashek, you stand accused of the plot to assassinate the archmatriarch of the church. And for that, you are under arrest. Assassinate the archmatriarch? Your father begins to protest. What? On what grounds? What evidence? And she reaches into a pocket and pulls out a scroll and holds it forward. On this letter that was found and given to us. He unrolls it. I didn't write this. It bears your seal, she informs him. You can either come with us willingly, or we will cut you down where you stand. My daughter's getting married tomorrow to the Tsarevich. Can't do this. Your daughter will have to not have her father at her wedding then. Either come with us, or we will cut you down. Your father turns and looks around. Very well. But I did not write this. I did not plot to kill the archmatriarch. We are aware, the right hand continues, of your attempts to remove your daughter from her position of inheritance and to place your son in her stead, son Corvette. And we are aware that the archmatriarch turned down your recent request. Perhaps you were hoping that a more pliable archmatriarch would be put in her stead. No, I had other thoughts that would appeal. Other things. I just didn't believe we have enough evidence to sentence you to death, but of course there will be a trial. With that, the winged ones kind of move in around your father and begin to take him off. Everyone to give me perception checks.
Ooh. Oh. 4.
16.
1 second. Perception, right?
Correct.
11.
Galina, you notice that as Roxaslana is turning, that her eyes catch Corvette's mother's, and you can't help but notice that a slight grin crosses over Corvett's mom's face. Only momentarily. If you hadn't been watching, you would have been convinced that it was just a trick of the light. They begin to march, Conrad to check out, and Anya is in, the Corvett's sister is in tears and screaming about how my wedding is ruined. My wedding is ruined. And Tatiana is trying to comfort her. And Vitalik is sitting out, just frowning. Looks up at Corvette and then looks back down, shakes his head.
I want to run up to Roxlana, and be like, thank you.
No.
Did you?
Thank you, Corvette.
What was on that scroll? What did it say?
He holds it out to you. Look.
I read it.
It says that the time to strike is soon. That the assassins have been paid for, and they will strike after the wedding. Give me an insight check. With advantage, actually.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I believe that's a 19.
It's not your father's handwriting. It is obviously your family's seal, but it is not your father's handwriting. It is, in fact, your mother's handwriting.
Ah. Okay. It's like, I look at it. All right. So he really was involved.
So it would seem. Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
You're welcome. Can I speak with him?
No. You may come by the prison later, but until we've had a chance to properly interrogate him, I'm afraid that we cannot let anyone speak to him.
When can I see him?
Later tonight.
I give the evidence back. Did she let me keep it? I'm assuming
No,
she's not letting me
she's
keep
expecting it back.
Yeah, like I give it back to her. Turn
Okay.
around and walk away.
Your mother is attempting to comfort her two daughters. And Vitalik approaches you and looks at you and says, "What did she mean? Thank you. What did you do?"
I talked to her, and
And said what?
I thought father was plotting against the Archmatriarch, but I was wrong.
You were wrong. Well, if you were so wrong, then why is he getting hauled off to the prison where he's going to be executed?
Do they get executed right away, DM?
Not right
Or
away.
do I trust that there's a trial, or
There will be a trial, but at this moment I need your AC.
my AC 17?
Okay. Your brother reaches back, socks you right across the face, and sends you reeling as he deals 6 points of bludgeoning damage with his fist.
Oh, that's a lot.
He looks at you and goes, "You dragon touched my face. I can't believe you do this to your own father just because you despised him. You trying to sabotage the wedding?"
No. But someone
Right.
is.
Yeah, that's you. You should do us all a favor. You just get out of here. You never should have come back in the first place. He
Well,
turns
I
to you.
might not.
Good. Leave and never come back. Turns and he walks away.
I'm rubbing my face from this punch. And I go over, because I'm still the older brother and I don't care what the heck he's saying. I go over to Anya and Tatiana, my mother, give them a hug. Say, I'm so sorry. And then pull Tatiana away from them. And be like, and just look at her and be like, we need to talk about this.
What about? I mean, it's not surprising, is it? Dad trying to kill the Archmatriarch because she wouldn't put you in my place?
I wish it was that simple. Come with me. And I bring her over to... If she'll come with me, I'll bring her over to Galina and Pyotr. Wasn't him. And again, I'm only saying this if like we're farther away from people, if we feel like there's no one within earshot.
I mean, it wasn't him. Todd had a letter. Evidence.
I saw it.
You remember what Dad said to you, okay?
And it makes sense. This would make sense, except what was on that letter? It was not written by Father's hand. It was Mother's.
Mom. Quiet, docile mom who's just been sitting, does whatever Dad tells her to do. Mom.
I would explain the look between, what was her name? The right hand, or whatever, between her and your mother.
What look?
Well, if your mother loved your father, she wouldn't have been grinning as he was being dragged away. She certainly wouldn't have grinned at the person doing the dragging.
Tatiana, did you know that Roxlana is Mother's cousin?
I'd heard it at some point.
She told me that today. Ran into her in the cathedral when I was trying to talk to the Archmatriarch, and she wouldn't. Said she was unavailable. But that was Mother's hand. I know it. The writing. And it's awful.
So how are you gonna prove it?
I don't know.
One thing.
She wants to kill the Archmatriarch.
Why? Why would Mom want to kill the Archmatriarch?
I don't know. Can you remember anything that she said or done or changed, or has she always been this way?
Oh no.
But Tatiana, please, just... I am not making this up. I'm not trying. I made a mistake. I told... I had to lie my way out. I told Roxlana that I thought maybe Father was in on the plot, and I was wrong. And that is it's my fault, Tatiana. It's my fault. And if he dies, then it's another person that I've killed. And even though I despise him, I don't agree with what he does, he didn't do this. And I just... He's still our father, and I don't want these consequences on him, because he didn't do them. and I've made a mistake. I'm always making mistakes these days, it seems.
And we've got to prove that Mom's involved somehow.
No. I don't know how.
There's got to be something here in the home. I mean, Mom's barely any. Mom never leaves the estate. She didn't even leave to go dress shopping with Anya or to go, do any of the other things. She's been here. Got to be some evidence in the estate.
Can your mother use magic?
Not that I've ever seen, but I don't know.
Is Fredo your father's man? Or could he possibly actually be working with your mother?
Freda was brought here on suggestion of Mother.
Probably actually working with your mother.
Why? He's been nothing but loyal to my father since he got here.
I give her a brief rundown of that part of my conversation with Bronislav. Like, well, I had this discussion today.
Which part? The can't see things in your house part? Or the,
And like ever since Fredo kind of came around. Well,
Yeah,
that was part of that conversation, right? I'm
Yeah.
not missing.
uh,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the main part. And
Yeah.
the not seeing within the estate.
I mean, I can understand Dad not necessarily wanting magical beings to spy on him. That makes perfect sense. I just... Maybe Fredo has something to do with it. Magic would make sense of a way to communicate without having to leave.
Yeah. Besides the study, is there any other place that you would think Fredo would keep under lock and key?
I mean, his
Or
room.
magical lock and key? His room?
Room.
There's also that magical book that keeps eluding me.
Magical book.
Are you sure we can trust her?
Yes. Yes. If there's anyone that I do trust here, it is Tatiana.
Well, considering the fact
No.
that a few weeks ago I tried to kill you.
Yep.
It is interesting who he chooses to trust, isn't it? I've noticed this.
Well, I have a key to Father's study.
Yeah, but if we open it, those words that Fredo put on will go off, won't they?
Not if you have the key.
Oh. I should have asked you last time I tried to sneak in there.
I think last time you tried to sneak in there, I was still possessed by a worm, trying to, eat
Yeah,
my
that's
brains.
true. That's true.
Who's gonna stop you from going into the study at this point? He's gone.
Fredo.
Fredo's not.
Mother.
Particularly
Oh.
if there's things being hidden.
Hey. Let's do it.
Alright. Let's go. Make your way to the study.
Have we seen where Fredo is anywhere? Was he outside? Is he...
Fredo was outside, but he has mysteriously disappeared.
Hey.
Make your way to the study. Sister puts the key in and turns, and the door swings open. Go inside.
I tense just wondering if there's any sirens going off or alarms.
Nope, no sirens.
Okay.
Wait,
That's a good key.
should we keep a lookout?
I can do
Yeah.
that.
Pyotr, how long does this last? An hour. It's okay. You need. Can you hide yourself? Do you want help hiding while keeping watch?
It would help.
I cast invisibility on him.
Oh, dope. That helps 100%.
Okay then.
Now I don't
So,
need to hide
you're-
behind a bookcase.
You're invisible. Don't run into anyone, or don't let them run into you, so they can't see you.
Noted. Pyotr, like,
We're probably gonna keep the door closed. So,
you know what's weird? I can't see my arms either.
good luck with that.
Pyotr, like, turns to go and, like, bumps into Galina. Oh, sorry.
You're the one that's invisible, not me.
Yeah, but you see, I can't see my arms either, so it's really, I don't know. Until you've been here, don't judge.
I've made myself invisible before.
Yeah, I'm sure you ran into a couple people. At least your first time.
I didn't learn it till after I was living in the tower, so no.
That's depressing. That's because there was nobody there. Anyway, Pyotr goes to position himself near the door.
Those who are searching the room, give me an investigation check.
Oh, come on. I rolled so well in the first half of the game. The second half, not good at all. I got a 4.
17.
Alright.
Tatiana? Is she helping?
Tatiana is helping, not significantly. She is helping.
Oh.
Galina, it doesn't take you very long until you find another one of those strange apartments. Open it up. Sure enough.
Wait. Before she opens it, because this time
Okay.
she's very much afraid the thing is going to disappear, she tries to see if she can use Mage Hand and put it in the compartment and grab the thing before she opens it.
Look up Mage Hand.
Because she's had so many compartments that she opened just be empty. This may be unnecessary, but I've been thinking.
Forgot about that. Galina, is this compartment magical?
Possibly, all the others were. Or it might be the thing in it that's magical. I've decided that next time I have the opportunity to buy Dispel Magic, I'm going to do it.
I actually might be able to help with that.
I'm trying to decide if you can cast Mage Hand in a point you can't see.
It's okay if you decide not.
I am going to say you cannot cast Mage Hand in a point you can't see.
Very creative, though.
Very creative.
Patrick almost gave that. Because
Did
it's
almost
creative.
give it because usually it does specify point you can see, but this one just says a point you choose within range.
Oh.
But
Oh.
I'm still trying to decide.
I did not know that.
Pick a number 1 through 10, Patrick.
I'm going to say that you had to have at least seen the point at some point. So if you haven't seen inside there, then you can't put it. But if you had seen inside there previously, you could have done it. But because you haven't seen inside it at this point, you cannot. But what was Corvet's idea?
I want to make sure that that the compartment is magical. So, Galina, do you know Detect Magic? I do not anymore. I can't cast that spell. Plus, I can only cast one more spell right now, guys. That's not a cantrip. So, okay. Well, in that
Nope.
case, are you sure this is magical? The compartment.
Like I said, I don't know if it's the compartment or the object inside itself. I just know that every single one of these I've opened has been empty, even though the dust outlined possibly the shape of a book, and the book must have been there recently, or there would be dust there. But I can't seem to get Mage Hand to work in the drawer, so I think we're just gonna have to open it.
What? I cast the spell magic on the compartment. At 4th level. The spell magic.
Spell magic again. Need a DC 15.
No.
Using your charisma bonus.
Okay. That's cocked. That's cocked. It is. It was between an 8 and a 20. I was like, are you kidding me?
Okay. All right. I trust you.
Okay. I got a 10, and I have a +5 to charisma. 15.
All right.
I will take the picture and send it to you.
I believe you. I believe you.
I'm
no
gonna
need to do that. You're good. I believe you.
I'll send it later.
So you watch as kind of like magical sparks fizzle along the edge of the door and then die down.
Galina, you found it? Do the honors.
She opens the drawer slowly.
And you see a book.
There is something.
I think she's so excited at this point, she's not even going to worry about it. She's just going to grab it.
All right. You grab it. Nothing happens. On the front is a variation of common. It's still kind of common, but it's probably, you're guessing, Fredo's... You're guessing it's probably Avarovian, where Fredo comes from. It is not in the normal... is not regular common. You could still probably decipher it, since it's all based around the same common. It would just take you a little bit of reading. Study.
This is going to take a little bit to read and figure out. Probably shouldn't attempt that here.
No. Was there anything else we found in the study that was...
Nope.
Looked important?
Not that you found. You did not roll very well.
Did I find any money? I can't even get... My father doesn't even keep money in his desk. Come on, Dad.
Nope, he does
You're
not.
supposed to have things lying around for me to steal.
I was gonna give it back. I'm like, I need it more than you do right now, dude.
Sure, he is in jail.
You can't use it, so...
Alright, well...
Okay, let's get out of here.
Okay. You exit the room.
Unless Galina found something else. That's...
Hope Galina found what you were looking for. You exit the room, and I'm assuming you head to someplace safe. And with that, we're gonna call it a night. Thanks everybody for coming out. We will be back in... how many weeks? We'll be back in, obviously, 2 weeks. We'll be back on the 4th of November. Continuing where we left off. Just a reminder, we have rehash the rolls next Wednesday. That is the 27th, and you can, and I will post real quick the form in the chat. So our guests are, just to remind you, will be me and Braden. We'll have a special guest host in the form of Artyom, or Adam. He will be returning for that, to special guest host for us. go ahead and so if you have any questions for anyone, go ahead and put them in the form. If we don't get to the questions for that particular, if the person's not there, then we can ask the questions again later when they are on the show. So again, thanks everyone for coming out. We will talk with you later. Bye guys.
Thank you. See ya.